Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Janavallabha Girevaradhari Gopi Janavallabha Girevaradhari Yasodhanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yasodhanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girevaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girevaradhari Yasodhanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Harinam Harinam Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Bolo Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande. Jai Vishwapad Paramahamsa Bhaktivedanta His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitila Jai Vishwapad Paramahamsa Bhaktivedanta His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Grantaraj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Today we are reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 7, thank you, Canto 7, Chapter 12, Text 16. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Evam vidho brahmachari. Evam vidho brahmachari. Vanaprasto yatirgrihi. Vanaprasto yatirgrihi. Charan vidita vijnana. Charan vidita vijnana. Param brahmadhi gacchati. Param brahmadhi gacchati. Evam vido brahmachari. Vanaprasto yatirgrihi. Charan vidita vijnana. Param brahmadhi gacchati. Evam vido brahmachari. Grihi. Vidita vijnana. Param brahmadhi gacchati. Evam vida brahmachari. Vanapasto yati grihi. Charan vidita vijnana. Param brahmadhi gacchati. Yatirgrihi. Param brahmadhi gacchati. Brahmachari. Vijnana. Param brahmadhi gacchati. Evam vidha. In this way, brahmachari, whether one is a brahmachari, vanaprastha, or one is in the Brahmapastra ashram. Yatihi, or in the sannyasi ashram. Grihi, or in the grihastha ashram. Charan, by practice of self-realization and understanding the absolute truth. Vidita Vijnana, fully conversant with the science of the absolute truth. Param, the supreme. Brahma, the absolute truth. Adhigacchati, one can understand. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. By practicing in this way, whether one be in the Brahmachari ashram, Grihastha ashram, Banapastra ashram, or Sannyasi ashram, one must always realize the all-pervading presence of the Supreme Lord. For in this way, it is possible to understand the absolute truth. Please repeat. By practicing in this way, whether one be in the Brahmachari ashram, Grihastha ashram, Banapastra ashram, or Sannyasi ashram, one must always realize the all-pervading presence of the Supreme Lord. For in this way, it is possible to understand the absolute truth. Purport. This is the beginning of self-realization. One must first understand how Brahman is present everywhere and how he is acting. This evacuation is called Brahma Jigyasa and is the real concern of human life. Without such knowledge, one cannot claim to be a human being. Rather, he remains in the animal kingdom. As it is stated, as it is said, Sa eva gokara. Without such knowledge, one is no better than a cow or an ass. Whew. Very heavy. I'll read the translation again. By practicing in this way, whether one be in the Brahmachari ashram, Grihastha ashram, Banapastra ashram, or Sannyasa ashram, one must always realize the all-pervading presence of the Supreme Lord. For in this way, it is possible to understand the absolute truth. I'm just going to read the purport again. This is the beginning of self-realization. One must first understand how Brahman is present everywhere and how he is acting. This evacuation is called Brahma Jigyasa and is the real concern of human life. Without such knowledge, one cannot claim to be a human being. Rather, he remains in the animal kingdom. As it is said, Sa eva gokara. Without such knowledge, one is no better than cow or an ass. It's a very straightforward. Srila Prabhupada has very nicely, in this short purport, just gives the summon of the this philosophy. Of course, there are different grades of ashram. That is necessary to have different ashrams. You cannot say that everybody is the same. We are born with certain qualities, and someone has a quality of a brahmana, very intelligent, he likes to study, and very preacher, very and very Brahminical, naturally. And someone may be exhibiting another quality. Maybe he's not very intelligent, but he is more devotionally inclined to cleaning the temple, or working class, you may say. And these classifications are there in the society. In order to run the society, you have different categories of people or human being. Or someone may be in the military class, or a Kshatriya class, army, and someone may be a Vaishya, working as a farmer. These four classes are always there in human society. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, he says, I created the society, so in order for the society to run smoothly, these classes are there. It's not that everyone is the same. Just like someone may get a scholarship. Not everyone gets a scholarship. Someone naturally very intelligent, born intelligent, and some others more or less, others have to study. So the idea here explains that in all the classes, the main theme of the essence of the philosophy or any of the classification is that the main theme is that they have to realize the absolute truth. That is the point. Otherwise, it's simply different ashram. You can have different ashram, but you have to understand what is the point of being in the ashram, what is the goal of all these ashrams. But, like I said, there has to be classifications. And from the beginning of our life, there's training. You have to train ourselves. You cannot say, I'm a Brahmana, I only study. I'm a Kshatriya, I'm a god and a Kshatriya, and that's all I do. Or I'm a Brahmana, I study. I am Shudra, like this. But in the spiritual life, the Vaishnava society, in the life of a Krishna conscious person, devotional life, in Bhakti Yoga, that we are all the classes, we come together to chant Hare Krishna and serve Krishna together. That is Vaishnava. What do you call that? Daiva Varnashrama Ashram. It's beyond. And someone say, no, I just study. I know. While your house is on fire, you still study. Oh, I'm too busy. No, somebody has to put the fire out. You know what I mean? So, everything depends on our understanding of the Krishna conscious philosophy. The absolute truth, the absolute philosophy is that we are none of this ashram. Jive Sharupai Krishna Nita Das. We are eternal servant of Krishna by nature. That's our constitution. But like I said, in order to run the society, we have these classifications. Just like in Mayapur, they have the big building, TOVP. They have somebody who need the art work, somebody who is doing the design work. In an office, they are planning and designing, and someone who is doing the construction work, and someone who is putting the cement together and making the bricks. So all the people are necessary. The leg cannot say, oh, I protest today, I don't want to do my job of walking. He has to walk, clean and stuff. And that's like the Shudra. And then the belly says, no, the farmers, they protest, no, I don't want to grow food. But we depend on the farmers. It's not that it's all grown in the supermarket. Somebody has to work at the farm to grow all those things. And the arms, no, I don't do anything that's what I'm supposed to do. And I protest, no, we have to clean, we have to protect the society. You hold a sword or a gun, and protect against the good people, from the bad people. Society requires the army or the Kshatriya, and the head. Without the head, you can't do nothing. You have to think. The head is the Brahmana. So Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vasa, Sudra, these are the society is designed this way. But they're all good. They're all just as important. So this is how it's been explained. So the idea is that within all the classes, we all come together and chant Hare Krishna, like you all sitting here. I cook all day. Someone goes to distribute books. Someone goes on Harinam. You can't say, oh, this guy is just a cook. Get out of here, you're not important. You're just a cook. I didn't cook, you're not going to get food. You're empty stomach, you can't go to work. So we are all working together, but the idea is to please Krishna. So Grihastha ashram is one of the ashram, is a prominent ashram within the society because first is a brahmachari. Brahmachari means one who studies under the direction of the spiritual master, very strictly. Wake up early, very clean. They keep distance from a female because they need to focus on studies. Nowadays you see today in schools and universities, everyone is mixing together. Because when you mix together, what happens, Prabhupada says, butter on fire, it will melt. So therefore, spiritual life, we have to be disciplined. Disciplinary action is necessary to focus on the things that are important in life. Are you going, everything is fine, then it's different. That's karmi life. A life of undisciplined life. Or there's no rules and regulations. Yeah, I'm okay, you're okay, do whatever you like. But to practice spiritual life, there must be disciplinary systems. A good brahmachari, it says that they can become a good grihastha. Grihastha doesn't mean you can do whatever you like. It's not a license for sense enjoyment. A proper grihastha, a Vaishnava grihastha, is one who is situated at the lotus feet of Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had many grihastha disciples. Srila Prabhupada himself was grihastha. Bhaktivedanta Thakur. Bhaktivedanta Thakur, he's an acharya. He was so busy. And he had 12 kids, right? 12 kids. I lived in China for 10 years. They have a policy to have one child policy. They can have two now because the society is aging and there's no human being anymore. Everyone's getting old. So they made second child policy, but if you want to have a second child, you have to pay the money to government. They're very tricky. You know that, but idea of the scriptures says you can have so many child if you can make them Krishna conscious. That's what it says in the Bhagavad Gita, Varna Shankara. So why produce human beings if they're going to be nonsense? Fill the population, the world, with people who are going to be rogues and thieves. So you have to create a society where the society is proper human being. They're going to bring good result. In Sanskrit, son, a good son is known as putra. Tra means to deliver, the father. They shouldn't die before father. But it's happening. Putra, like mantra. Tra means to deliver, or purify, or protect. So putra, a son who can deliver the parents or deliver the people, a good son. A bad son, also known as, it starts also tra, but he is mutra, bad son, impure son. So the idea is to train the children from young age to be Krishna conscious. Even before the conception, the parents, they make sure that they are inviting the soul, the Gavadam Samskara. There's this thing called Gavadam Samskara, where they invite the elevated soul to come in the womb. Because this soul, when they are born, they are going to deliver the world. Spiritual soul, elevated soul, devotees, like Prahlad Maharaj. I was talking this about before, that the pregnant mother would go to the temple. They will hear sadhus talking, classes, and hear Krishna chanting Hare Krishna in the temple, in front of the deity, take prasadam. Because when the Mataji is pregnant, if you smoke cigarette and you drink alcohol, that's going to affect the child within. They don't even go out so much in the public. They go to the temple, or a very spiritual atmosphere. So the vibration can affect the child within. They're observing. So when the child is born, they are already very good consciousness. They even select a time for conception, auspicious time. They even consult the spiritual master. We're going to have a child, please bless. So these things are necessary, controlling measures and disciplinary actions. But it's not that it's just going to be like a do whatever you like. Then you have a society like today, rogues and thieves. The society today is, they have the army in the street to control the thugs. Young kids on drugs. They have this, now they don't have the cigarette, they have these vapes, supposed to be clean cigarette. But they're saying it's really bad also. It's like saying, don't take it, you just wash it and take it. Same thing. Where you don't like fish, it's in the sea, it's dirty, just wash off the skin, eat the inside. That's what they're saying. So you get the society today from young age, no control. And I travel on the train and people are very quiet in the morning, people are going to work, and you get a bunch of young kids, they come in. No control whatsoever, they're talking unnecessarily the whole time. I remember I grew up in the Gurukul, very disciplined. We sit down to take prasadam, like 10 of us sit in a group, in a line, and we have the teacher in front of us. If you speak, they make you stand up. And when they come around with prasadam, they don't serve you if you're standing. So if you didn't get your seconds, you miss out. So they make you stand till its end, and then you're not getting enough prasadam. I think it's a really good rules. We can introduce that here. I didn't like it. One time they made me stand up, but I'm the monitor. But I was talking to, so they made me stand up. And then they're all getting served, but I have ego. I didn't stand up, I took off. I went to another kitchen to eat in Mayapur. But these things are important for us, how we are brought up. You don't argue with the teacher, you don't argue with the mother or father. So many things. And I remember before in India, before you're playing all day in the street, and before you sleep, before you even enter the house, you have to take a shower. You can't enter the house, they don't let you in. You have to take a shower. And who knows where you were, all over in the street, all kinds of people, and maybe you step on all kinds of dirt. So they make you take a shower before you enter the house. This way the house stays clean. And then when you go to sleep, you have a clean body, and the atmosphere that you're in is already very clean. There's nothing from outside is coming in. This is all external clean. But it's a very good cleanliness habit. to implement this rule. Don't enter the home without washing your feet. And then, of course, that is the external cleanliness. Internal cleanliness is your mind. Our mind is dwelling on so many dirty objects that you see and that comes back into your mind. That's why when you go out in the street, you see all kinds of people, and then you get affected by it if you're not spiritually strong. Now you see the girls, they don't even wear proper clothes, exposing. You know, they're showing this belly button. I hate that. What kind of dress is that? If you look at all pictures of like 1800s, Western country, like UK, or Australia, 1800s, 100 years ago, that time, or even like 70, 80 years ago, they dress so nicely. Even they go to the swim, they wear dresses and a hat, whole body's covered. Have you seen all photos like that? Big dresses. And they're going around belly showing. It's just a top. That's why scripture says, if you expose your body, you take a birth as a tree. You stand there. All your branches, everything. You don't have clothes on. So be careful what dress you wear. Some religions like Mohammedans, they're very strict about dress. They even cover their faces. But that'd be too much. We need to see each other talk. They just go. But you can cover your body, but you're thinking all kinds of stuff in the mind. How you don't cover your mind? There was these two brahmacharis, I'll tell you the story. They were crossing the river, two Buddhist monks. And there was a Mataji also crossing the river. And they said, no, she was drowning, she didn't know how to swim. So they asked the brahmachari, please help. They said, no, we are monks, we don't touch you. So they said, she was drowning, so die. It's okay. They weren't like that. So one of them said, no, help her. And so one of the monk grabbed, carried her across the river. And that's it. And then she went. So they both were walking. Hours later, other brahmachari said, so how did you feel to carry a Mataji? He said, I just did my job. I just carried her, put her down, finish. But you were still carrying in your head. You're thinking about her. You understand what I'm saying? So, I remember in our early days, if you want to give something to a Mataji, you just give. So we used to say, just give, pass the salt. That's all. Here's the salt, Mataji. Nothing else. You don't need to say extra stuff. We're very strict. So the idea is to do your service together, but that's all. It's connected to Krishna. It's not that you are going on and on and on with how's it going? How's the day? That's extra. So we have to remain Krishna conscious. The idea is to be Krishna conscious, connected to Krishna. If it's Krishna conscious, then you want to avoid by the rules for the pleasure of Krishna. Okay, the senses are giving us trouble. Senses. I need to do this, I need to do that. The animals, they don't have any control. No control. There's no brahmachari ashram in animal life. Or grihastha, they're just like wherever they jump on. Sorry. Unlimited sense enjoyment. But there's no sense enjoyment actually. The camels, they eat the thorn. And they're thinking, oh, fantastic. But they're drinking their own blood. Because when they eat the thorn, it rips open their mouth. And they're thinking it's fantastic. These are the things the scripture says. I really support when the grihasthas, the couple, they come together, they do deity worship, cook together. They read Bhagavatam together. That's so nice. So our society today, there is no discipline because they don't have this knowledge, this basic understanding. Like our girls, these young girls here and all the devotee girls, their daughters, they taught from young age to play harmonium, mridanga, kartal, read the scriptures, do deity worship. I go to Grihasta's home. They have the temple room there. And the kids, they can repeat the Sanskrit verses. These are the things, this is our hobby. This is how we entertain ourselves. This is how we keep occupied in spiritual life. Don't let your mind just dwell on things. Don't go around and showing your belly button. You wear proper dress. It's nice to dress nicely. When the ladies, they wear sari instead of this nonsense clothes, Western clothes. You look so nice because that's our. You don't see Krishna surrounded by gopis with all wearing jeans and all kind of clothes. Krishna's wives and Krishna's associates, they dress nicely. So we are living a Vedic life. We are living a life of devotee life, spiritual life. We don't want to imitate that kind of behavior. So in this spiritual life, you have to adopt a spiritual way of dealing with each other and being in the association of devotees, because this is how we're going to please Krishna. That's the purpose of this verse, is to attract Krishna. How are we going to attract Krishna if we are dressed like that? One Mataji, Indian lady, she came to our temple. She told me this story herself. American lady, she was at the temple chanting, cover of head, chanting japa, and an Indian lady came. She had hair like this, and you know how she came to the temple. So the American lady, our devotee ladies, and she was dressed sari, covered the head, so attractive. She said, "Oh, Hare Krishna, Mataji, how are you? This is a temple. Can you cover your head? Because there's brahmacharis here. This is a very spiritual place." And the way she told her is very, very gentle voice. So, this is a very spiritual atmosphere. Dress nicely, cover your head. It's chaste. And if you tell an Indian lady, they understand, because that's our culture. We're trying to imitate the West. And an American lady telling her, an Indian lady, how to dress, sari, cover your head. And she was really impressed. She actually ended up becoming a devotee. He said, "Wow, these people are from the West, Western women telling me how to cover my head." This is what Srila Prabhupada wanted. He wanted the Westerners to come to India and dress our sadhu dress, spiritual dress, to change the way the India wants to copy the West. Because when the Indians, they see the Western people chanting Hare Krishna and dressed nicely, they were impressed. That's a preaching. That's what Srila Prabhupada did. So, our temple is a place for learning. We dress nicely, sadhu dress, devotional dress. So we have, even in Vrindavan, we have all the devotee girls, young devotee girls, they're dancing. It's nice, but I personally don't agree with that. I have an issue. Devotee girls, young girls like Western girls, I'm not talking about Indian girls. And they are, in Vrindavan. It's nice, but all the Indian, they're not dancing. The Indian lady, they're watching. And people come from Delhi, all the places, to watch them. Temple is not a place to do all this, it's not a nightclub. We dance for pleasure of Krishna, dress nicely, in a Vaishnava way. You know what I mean? There is a system. Even I remember Bhakti-Chara Maharaj, I was with Bhakti-Chara Maharaj and Bhakti-Chara Maharaj came to Australia. He was very strict, how we dress and stuff. And devotees were taking the flower and they were like this and this. So he stopped that. He said, come forward in front of Prabhupada, offer the flower at his feet gently, with respect. Don't throw. He was very particular about every details, how we dress, how we talk, how we come in the temple. Everything is important. He was very particular. And before I came to Australia, this is 1984. So Bhakti-Chara Maharaj gave me a lecture, like 1 hour talk, about how I should be careful when I'm here. If I'm a celibate brahmachari, I'm coming to Australia. I was shocked when I came here, how people dress. In the summertime, like people have no clothes. There's like moving trees. So it's important to, if we are going to be a brahmachari, if you're going to be a grihastha, a sannyasi, a spiritualist, a devotee, a Vaishnava, it's important how we talk, how we dress, what we eat. Everything is important because we are leaders. We are leading the society. Vaishnava, a devotee of God, they're leaders of the society. If you're not, then you are devout, you do whatever you like. But that's also not good. You have to conduct yourself in a Vaishnava manner. I remember one sannyasi, he used to serve prasad to everyone. Very humble. Sannyasi. He didn't demand service. He was serving everyone. And there was nothing for him to eat. So he used to scrape whatever on the bottom of the bucket and he ate that. It's a very attractive quality to be austerity. Austerity of the Brahmana is the prime character. In India, you're a brahmachari, you wear saffron, I lived in Malaysia and Singapore. So we used to go shopping, vegetable market, like what do you do? Get free vegetables. But they only give you the vegetable for free. They saw you're a monk if you wear saffron. They understand. It's an attractive quality. Oh, monk. They fall at your feet, anyone. So they would go to the big market where they have vegetable market for Sunday feast. We didn't buy anything. We take a big truck. They say, hey, take that box cauliflower, take that box of tomato, these are monks, this for spiritual work, give them. Our truck was full, we had so much every Sunday. In Malaysia we cook for hundreds of people. Yeah, take that box of chili, no problem, because they like hot food. Take that, like this. People are very respectful. So, they understand the value of a celibacy. They understand the value of a sannyasi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is God. And he showed how to be a good sannyasi. They still have in Jagannath Puri, his karam, he used to wear the wooden shoe. Very, so strict. And towards the end, when he was leaving this world, he went into this small room. It's called Gambhira. He was in this small room for 4 months. 4 months chanting japa on his own. So I went there to have a look at the room. They call it Gambhira. Gambhira means very deep and sober. And this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have to tuck down your head to go inside this room. Small, tiny room. You can't stand up. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very tall. You have to tuck your head down because he was 4 months he was chanting japa there. And we just had a couple of years ago we had the COVID. People are going crazy. They couldn't stay in one room. They're breaking the window to jump. But those who are sober, those who are attached to Krishna, they have a higher taste. They can live in the forest, in the hut. They don't want to be around people. And these people, they want to go out. Nothing to do. They just want to move around. We go Harinam in the street, the people just moving around, not even shopping. They're just going around. That's what the human beings are doing. Different life forms we are traveling. Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. Brahmanda Brahmite. One planet to another. Sometime a dog, sometime a cat, cow, sometime you are a donkey, sometime you are a bird, a fish, tree, snakes, bugs. 8,400,000 species of life. If you want to enjoy that sexual pleasure, you can take birth as a pigeon. Pigeon, they do 60 times a day, I heard. That's why they always they can't move their body. They don't have energy. We keep our energy to serve Krishna. Energy in our body, that's why I do yoga, you do headstand. Why the energy is from all over your body, it goes to the head. You lose your energy. People intercourse in essential pleasures, they feel very exhausted. You lose the energy. That's the real truth. Strong people, they can think properly because they preserve that energy in our body. But they think, no, just let it go. Be free. When they turn 70, they're senile. Nothing left in there. Our energy is for God's service. Human life is meant to serve God. You intercourse for procreation of children, that's all. Prabhupada said, it's not for license, for sense enjoyment. You see, you come in the temple, chant japa, it feels so good. That is the higher pleasure. Srila Prabhupada, he left his family. And he said, all my disciples, they are my sons and children. Isn't it? You can have your one little family, but Prabhupada has a big family. Prabhupada disciples all over the world. These are my family. These are my children and my daughters. Oh, here mera hai, this is mine. Nothing is ours. Not even one hair in your head belongs to you. We go on and on about detachment while we are attached. Oh, this is mine. This is yours. We are choking a territorial. Everything is God's. I had a family before. But I'm too passionate. I couldn't handle it. 5 years I was out. And the girl, she's born in ISKCON. With Gurukul, I chose her. We met at the manor, Bhaktivedanta manor. I left, and she's still not married. Lives in Mayapur, very strong. So, people keep trying, we need another one. You think you're going to get the same thing, you're going to get, not different thing. You like drinking sweet rice in a golden cup, or in a clay cup, or a silver cup. Sense enjoyment is the same in every cup. Everyone keep trying. You divorce and then get another one. Your life's wasted. Give your life for Krishna. Save your energy for Krishna. That is the hard truth. It goes for everybody. Brahmachari, Grihastha, everybody. It says here. I read it to you. This is the purpose. This is the beginning of self-realization. One must first understand how Brahman is present everywhere and how he's acting. This education is called Brahmajigasa and is the real concern of human life. Without such knowledge, one cannot claim to be a human being. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's the one. He remains in the animal kingdom, as it is said, "Sa eva gokara." Without such knowledge, one is no better than a cow or an ass. He says, "Oh, don't call me cow or an ass." But if you behave like that, we have to call you that. We worship cows, but cows are really dumb, or an ass. Donkeys work so hard. Some of these countries, they make them carry bricks and stuff, day and night. And if you look closely, they're like so depressed. They take a picture of a donkey, they're like really depressed. You never see a donkey happy face. Somebody sent me a picture of a donkey recently. And they're doing a tour in the north of China, Harbin, very cold area. So they use the donkey for moving things. And they show the picture of the donkey, like, so unhappy, full of snow and stuff. I said, poor thing, give him food. I'll put blanket or something. But the people are like donkey here. Prabhupada used to say, he used to say polished animals. Suit and tie, yes sir. Polished animals. They're working very hard day and night. When they go home, they can't even open the doorknob. They're so tired. And they lie down on the ground. They can't even reach the TV to turn it on. They're so tired from hard work. And then Saturday or Sunday comes, Monday, Monday comes, so unhappy. This is how they're living their life. You see, New Year's, I went on Harinam New Year's, everyone's waiting for the firework. I sang for 4 hours. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And firework maybe for 5 minutes. And the next thing, then the roads are closed, then they need to get to the train and cars, and it's all jammed. 5 minutes, and then they can't even move. So is the enjoyment. Sense enjoyment, same. You like this girl, you like the boy, and they married. I'm telling the hard truth. So don't be angry with me. Sometimes we do. So, the day I got married, maybe you can turn off the TV. Like, you never know, somebody's listening somewhere. Anyway, so it was a big event. I was Brahmachari almost like 28 years. Everybody thought I was going to take sannyas. Then next day, I walked in the temple room with the white on it, like, what? It was like fainted. And then this is at the manor, in the Bhaktivedanta manor. So just the day before, I said I was so mental, so I called Indraduna Maharaj. He was coming. He's coming from Poland. I was at the Bhaktivedanta manor. So I said, I changed my mind. I want to go back to brahmachari life. He said, too late, mate. And I'm on my way. It's all advertised and it's all happening the next day. The night before, I was like so mental. So they locked the door. At the manor, you can't go away because it's all open area. They can see who is coming, who is going. So I was making plan at night, like how to go. But they had guards at night, so I don't run away. Because they had forest, open area. So, and I opened the door, there was just people there chanting japa up and down all night. They're really serious for me too. So then, the day I got married, there was like 50 proper disciples, because my mother-in-law, she had all friends. At that place, so many Prabhupada disciples. Indraduna Maharaj came, my old teacher from Gurukul was there, from Vrindavan. And it was really a big event. I loved it. Then we went in the room, everybody left. I was like, oh God, what do I do now? I was like, everybody left, and I was thinking, here I am. I have luggage to bring to Australia and bring, it's like, oh. I was thinking, I wish before I was so, I didn't have any anxiety, I was like, no responsibility, single. Look at it now. So we made a list of what we want. We said, we are coming here, don't give any big objects and things, gifts, just money and small things. So still like, it ended up with big stuff. I had to shift it here on the ship, so much stuff, to Perth. Oh my God, and then one after the other, and then you know it all. So it's so much easier if you can remain on your own. And you think, no, I need to have a family. It's good to have a family. I'm not saying Krishna created a family, but you also have to accept a lot of hardship and the consequences that comes with it. You have a kid, it's it doesn't end there. They have to grow up, and then they can't sleep at night, the teeth's growing, they cry all night, you don't know what they want, because they all, and then they grow up, and then if you want them to be Krishna conscious, they leave you sometime too. Like these girls may be different, but if you're Western, maybe more tough. The cultural differences are there. So when I was in Vrindavan, so I was going to UK, I was doing a world tour, and I changed my ashram, and there's this Maharaj, all the Maharaj, I knew them very well, and he passed away, what's his name? Kadambakanan Maharaj. He was a brahmachari then. So he grabbed me by the neck. He had me against the Krishna Balaram Mandir temple, the main gate. 1 hour he was instructing me about the consequences. Like, 1 hour he had me people coming in and out and say, what's happening here? But I didn't listen to people. So my point is, whatever ashram you're in, you have to make sure that Krishna is in the center. You're not the enjoyer. So when you work together as together for the pleasure of Krishna, things will go more smoothly. This is why, I see sometimes husband and wife, they come in the kitchen, they cook together, maybe they dress the deity together. That's what they're meant to do. And you can read the Bhagavatam to each other if you missed the class, like that. But if you make it sense gratification, that's going to rub off that spirituality. It's become mundane. So you have to somehow blend it with spiritual and material. If you only material, then it's going to rub off. The beauty is only the external beauty. The real beauty is the spiritual beauty, it was within. That is our eternal beauty. That's always going to be there. But if you're attracted to the external feature of us, that is only the body. That's going to go. People if they stick together for a long time, they have to see each other's character, not the physical body character, because they're going to. At the same time, if you are 70, 80, you still put a lipstick on and high heel shoes and go out and dog walk, and stuff like that. That's you're meant to, as you age, you're meant to turn to God. You're meant to turn to spiritual life. That's this ashram. Like this gentleman here, he moved in ashram. What's your name, Prabhu? Raymond. You see, like that, setting a good example. I know a lot of people at your age, they're in front of a TV all day. They're glued to the TV. And you're here in the temple, you're enjoying here. These last days of our life to give to Krishna. If you live all the way till the end of life and still young, then we'll never turn to God. So Krishna created the old age. So at least the old age, body's falling apart. You can't enjoy anymore. You can't chew the food. Teeth's gone. Then go to Bhagavan. You turn to God. Now it's time. Because the soul is always eternal. So he created that. But brahmachari starts beginning. It's all ashram is brahmachari. Any ashram, sense control and disciplinary actions. Any ashram. Like I said, grihastha doesn't mean a license to do whatever you like. Griha, medhi and grihastha. It's not unlimited enjoyment. There's restrictions as a devotee. We don't go to nightclub, we don't go to the movies, we don't go to like sightseeing or we go to the holy dham. Well, these things are a waste of time. So husband and wife, they go together to holy dham and see Krishna's places of lila, pastimes, like that. Spiritualize our life. It's all connected to Krishna. If you take Krishna, God out, where's the difference? Animal. Dui pada pashu, two-legged animals. You see, sometimes people are putting a monkey, they're drinking beer and they are, they can't control. So we follow no malicious sex, no gambling, no intoxication, no meat eating. These things we have to give up because these things will disturb our senses, will simply obstruct us from serving Krishna. Sinful activity, four pillars of sin, it says. Meat eating, gambling, sex, illicit sex and intoxication. So these things we have to follow because we want to serve Krishna. If you don't want to serve Krishna, you do whatever you like, that's different. If you want to go to hell, fine. Doors are open. Royal road to hell. Prabhupada used to say, these roads, royal road to hell, they're building good roads in India too. But the royal road to the temple, they're driving to the mandir. Here they're driving royal road to, pub or some place you go to. It's not a temple. So you have to see everything in relation to Krishna. Any questions?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. You mentioned before, and I know it does say that, a person who likes to show off the body may become a tree in the next life. And obviously, as a woman, they generally like to show off the body because they get a lot of attention. So my question is like, does the same apply in this age? Because to say you're going to become a tree in the next life for showing off your body,
sage.
To say that somebody will become a tree in the next life for showing off their body sounds extreme, especially considering the tree, you can't just go from a tree to a human, you've got to go through the evolutionary cycle. So does that apply even in Kali Yuga, or is that like speaking from previous yugas too?
This is a general concept. The karmic evolutionary acts that's mentioned, that according to your behavior, according to your karma, you are they judge what you're going to get in the next life. Sometimes even in the same life, your body starts to turn that way. You start to change. So there is the evolutionary system, but at the same time, like I'm not the person to judge this. There are judges who see everything and then they determine what you're meant to get in the next life. So the human being is the topmost of all the species of life. So now, as a human being, you can glide down. You can go down to animal species. So suppose you miss your chance to elevate to Godhead, then according to your karma, you may go back down. That particular life where you acted in such a way, you take birth in that form, and then you start to glide down even further. But first, so it's all very complex. Even so, as a human, one climb up to the top as a human being, but then as a human being, we have a great responsibility. So it's not that one is a human being, he is a human being. He can be animal in a human being. His behavior, he's misusing his chance of becoming a human being. Because according to the analogy, human means is according to his character. So you have a 2 arm, 2 leg doesn't mean you're human. You may be like an animal, behaving like an animal. You see, so it's not like some people, they're crawling in their hands and legs, just missing 2 legs, 2 more legs, then it'd be animal. So the idea that evolution is there, at the same time, the general concept is that everything is determined according to your karma, and then you get that in the next life. But then you glide down to all the species according to what you next and the next after that, that is up to the judgments. But that depends on the human being, because you're already in the top of the ladder. So if you go down, you miss your chance, then whatever the consequences that you face at first from a human being, you get that first, and then you start to go down further, I reckon. But, yeah. It's a very complex matter, karmic things. But generally speaking, sometimes depending on the reaction, how accurate it is, you can suffer for it even in the human body, knowingly or unknowingly. So, like if an offense to a devotee, that's more serious. Like he may suffer straight away. Like if you hit a devotee, or have an argument, or hit each other, maybe more serious, severe reactions. Or maybe you blaspheme a devotee, like we read the 10 offenses of the holy name. So offenses are more serious. So offense to a devotee, so if you fall down to sense enjoyment, maybe you're just to fall down to your senses. But to offense to Krishna's devotee is even more severe. Because sometimes people don't have control over the senses. Like you fall down, but Krishna can help you. They can, there's some, gods like pure devotee, they can help you. Concessions and stuff. But if you offend a devotee, even Krishna cannot help. He said, I'm sorry, you offend my devotee, you have to go to him. Stuff like that. So depending on the severeness of the offense or the severeness of the sin, how severe it is. The sin can be reduced, but offense to a devotee cannot be reduced. This definition explained in different ways. That's why we have to be super careful how we treat the devotee. Yeah, yesterday we had the Prana Prabhu's thing we were talking about. One time I was very angry with him, and then the way he was reacting, he impressed me. I said, oh, I should be like him. So sometimes, if we can be Krishna conscious, even if we're rough with each other, if we know how to deal with each other, we can actually teach each other to become even more Krishna conscious, even from that stage of point of anger. You can turn it into spirituality. You can say something.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say thank you, yeah. So it's not so like cut and dry, because I feel like a lot of people get intimidated with Krishna consciousness when things are said like, if you show off your body, you'll become a tree.
Yeah.
But there's more to it, obviously. So, yeah, thank you.
The thing is, showing body, like a lot of people like to do that. Muscle, they, so-called, they still wear t-shirt. They go around, maybe they came from Europe, it's very cold. They can handle the cold here. It's not too cold for them. Maybe for a reason. They want to have the sun. But most people, generally speaking, the showing off means, they want attention, like you said. But if it is for sense enjoyment, particularly for women, I reckon it's more serious. Because in India, if you go to India, they don't wear much, it's too hot. I've seen men, they put the Genji, we call Genji, t-shirt up here, because it's too hot. But doesn't mean they're showing their belly button. It means it's just too hot. But if women pick up their sari, that's really bad. So they may become a tree before a man. Perhaps. There's no ladies here, so I'm just saying. Sometimes the hot country, they wear very less. Even I remember when I first joined, we didn't wear much clothes, just a dhoti and a chadar. It was too hot to wear much. Big tilak, that's acceptable. You see some Goswamis, they didn't wear, but doesn't mean they're showing off their body. But you can see the difference. A big muscle, wear a vest, t-shirt, and then you're impressing the girls and stuff. That is showing off. Or you're driving a Ferrari, and then you're like, you don't need to drive in the city area. You can just take a tram, but they're driving to show off. That is show off. So it depends what context it is, sometime. So it's called ego, false ego. Like if you're driving a Ferrari, where is the enjoyment? I reckon you sit down, the samosa is more enjoyment. Or prasadam, there's more enjoyment than you're driving Ferrari. You're not getting anything. You're just holding, everybody look at you. Where's the enjoyment? But that enjoyment is subtle enjoyment. Prabhupada says it's a subtle sex life. They're showing. Those who are really rich, they don't show off. They're satisfied within. They see Krishna, they're happy. They may be millionaires. They never show 1 cent, because they know it's all God's. But those who are showing off, like I know somebody became very rich. Before he was just a poor guy. Then he came to Mayapur with gold chain and gold watch, and he's showing off. So people who already have these things, they don't care. They're not attracted. So devotees, we have Krishna, we are attracted to material things. But those who doesn't have, they are attracted to those things. So different way of seeing things. Sometimes we are so absorbed, we want to lose weight, we want to look slim. Then they cut every meal, they eat once a day, a little bit. That's too much, I think. That's bodily consciousness. I mean, we're going to die one day. Just be frank with yourself. So, okay, there's the limitations. You have to keep body under 65, not the doctor told you, don't get too fat, it's not healthy. And then you check your weight on the scale. Okay, that's a different reason, but then all day you're thinking, oh, like you look in the mirror like you're too fat. Yes, bodily consciousness. That's too much. You know what I mean? So showing off, yeah, I'm too slim, everyone's going to look at me, that is material consciousness. But if you don't, but also we have to dress nicely. If you come in here like in a rag, you're wearing a rag, dirty clothes, and you didn't care, you're avaduta. That's also not good. We have to dress nicely, but for Krishna. So it's not bodily consciousness. But what context is, we see things, it's very obvious. If it's for Krishna or not, it's for you. That's very clear and obvious. You can see that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sometimes you wear like silk dhoti, flying and silk and a thing, and it's like, maybe that's too much. All the color and stuff, and you wear like Rolex and stuff, and Rolex watch, you park your Ferrari outside, and you're a devotee, maybe that's too much. So, you want to attract Krishna, that may be attracted to material things. Everything we do is for preaching, but sometimes in the name of preaching we do it for ourselves. So you have to see that, where we are at, where we are heading. So to be careful like that. Okay? How are you? Any questions anymore? That makes sense what I said, all those things?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, because some countries, like I said, there are Babajis. They don't wear much clothes. But they're not going in the city, going around showing. They live in the Ganges river where the holy people live. They wear less clothes, but it's to attract Krishna. They're chanting all day. So if you can be a Babaji like that, you say, I want to become Babaji, I want to become Babaji, fine. Then you can live in such place, in a holy place, not people around, eat less. That's not easy. But you going around the city, you cannot be a Babaji. We cannot attract people to come to Krishna consciousness. We have to have a temple like this, attractive. But at the same time, underneath, we know it's for Krishna. And we cook all the fancy food, it's for preaching, it's for Krishna's pleasure. It's not for we cook for ourselves. So we have to always see what we are doing for who, for what's the reason, what's the underlying thing, it's for Krishna. Like this Prabhu here, Victor, he makes this drink, kombucha. Kombucha? Yeah. First thing early in the morning he makes it. It's a lot of work. You have to do the thing, a lot of hardship to make it, and he puts it there. I drank some, it's not very palatable. But we drink so we can be healthy. So we have cleansed stomach, we can be healthy so we can serve Krishna. You're doing the Mangalarati, you run to the toilet. That's a waste of time. So if you keep your stomach clean, then you don't have to do that. So we have to see why we're doing it. This is to enhance our Krishna consciousness. So, now who is going to, a yogi get up in the morning and have kombucha? They're making all this. But we do it because it keeps us healthy, so you can serve Krishna. So I don't have a big muscle. I don't know, all day. I used to teach yoga, and this one lady all day at the club, all day. I said to her, you don't have work? She said, no, I'm very rich, I have everything. All day trying to look slim, elderly, maybe 60, all day working out, doing yoga, different thing. I said, you're not going to live too long, why work so hard to look slim and stuff? So no use preaching, but they don't get the concept. But there are people, so much time they spend on the body. That is body conscious. So we can eat a little bit, but at the same time, don't overdo it. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.